Well guys, welcome back to another episode of Dad's Toy Garage, and we're going to be getting primer as you see on this car this episode. It's exciting, it's going to be a fun video. I had fun editing it, so let's get right into this and I will show you what's up with my priming, my masking, stuff like that. So let's have some fun with this. So I got the floor perimeter masked. I want to get plastic on here so we can start the priming. And what I did was I just kind of put a tape on the inside edge, reversed it and taped it down so the sticky side is out like this. And then hopefully I can get the plastic to stick on there a little bit. Should make masking a little more useful. We'll start with that. So guys, I got the bottom side masked up and just kind of taped it to the perimeter. And then the front's just kind of loosely taped in there. And the front's taped down. I've taped up the dashboard. And then I just kind of did a perimeter tape here, because this will all get recoated with something else. And I've taped up the holes on the back side so we don't get any primer on the black. And the other thing I'm going to do, I've taped the tail lights, taped the trunk off, and I think, because I haven't sanded any of this, I'll lay a piece of paper on here. The only reason I'm taping the trunk with the primer is because I want to sand it yet and put a coating in there, and with loose paint sticking on there it may peel later. Trunk is now masked off. Did the rear dashboard or parcel shelf. That should keep it airtight enough to keep a lot of overspray out of there. I've done little sections in here, just to keep the majority of the spray off of here. A little bit of overspray might land in the middle, but at least it won't be like wet on top of non-sanded paint. So when I go to scuff this and put a coating in here, we'll have what we need. Now it is time for degreaser, and I'm using a product called Pre-Cleano, and I forget who makes it, but it's what we use at work. I think it might be BASF that makes it. This is just the brand of the bottle, but it's Pre-Cleano. I think 900 is the part number from them. So I'm going to use just shop towels for this, and then I'm going to, I guess, spray it on the car and wipe it clean. So that's what you want to do with that. So here's a trick a lot of people do know about, but I will share it. If you want to see what your panel looks like when it's going to have clear on it, just do this. Take your Pre-Cleano, get it wet, and get a look at that. Look how straight that's going to be. You'll get some dimples in there, but that's how it's going to look. You'll have dimples because that's just a spray pattern. And take a look at that. Look how straight they are. I'm super excited with that. There's the line. Guess we better wipe this thing off. Here's this door. I just wanted to highlight the body line here. I guess you'd call that the style line. But that's nice. I like that. And here's that fender. Well guys, it's about to get pretty hazy in my shop. I'm going to start the epoxy priming process here. I'm getting ready for the final wet block sand. And we're going to start with the door panels here. We're mixing up my primer. I've got a SATA base gun here, the ball filter, because I do not trust my air system. I find these work very well. I got the TPS mixing cups, and this is the paint line I'm using here. It's a PPG type product. So we're gonna get going on that today. Alright, this is the first coat. I'm gonna do 2 coats, the door jambs, but check out how nice the bodywork is. Alright guys, I got my respirator on because, well, you see how much paint's in the air. You're just going to have to hear me through this. But here's where I did the body work. It needs to be sanded out yet. But I think it's totally worth it sanding the door jamb. Alright guys, I've got most of my parts primed. I got to do the shell yet. We don't want to really go in there without the mask, but I'll talk to you from outside the door. So I'm not videotaping while I'm priming because I want to make sure that I do the best job I can. The smoother I get this on here, the better it will turn out for block sanding. So I'll just give you the updates as it's done. We might get a little bit of a spray down the side of the quarter panel just for you guys to watch how I lay it on. Alright guys, I have my mask on just to protect my health, but I think you'll get what I'm saying. The trunk lid is done in primer. Pretty happy with that. It should block out nicely. Came a long ways. This trunk was really rough. We got the doors. So our doors are over here. Here's the other door. Got our fenders up here. Here's the other one. Can't see as much, the lighting's kind of poor here, but it's primed. I figured you guys might get a kick out of my reuse of paint booth filters after we change them at work, and it's on my screen door. And I'm going to go in for the evening, and I'll be back tomorrow to prime this shell. So guys, behind me is the car, and I want to get some primer on that thing now. I think I'm going to pre-cleano it again. You have that painting pre-prep. The brand name is pre-cleano, part number I think 900 or something like that. So I want to do that. I'm not sure if I have enough. We'll get the key areas done first, and then we'll tack it off and start putting primer down. So the next thing I got, guys, is tack rag. I'm going to get this thing tacked off. I mean, the shop's dusty, we're going to sand it again, but I like to make sure there's no big chunks on here. Alright guys, I just finished priming my car. I'm going to take you in the shop now. I won't be doing any talking because I have my respirator on, but I want to show you a little bit of a sneak peek of what we got going and how straight this car has turned out. I'm pretty excited about how it's looking. Thanks a lot, guys and girls, for joining me on another episode of Dad's Toy Garage. I'm pretty excited, as you can tell at the moment, getting the primer on this car. It's so straight. My eyes were pretty big when I saw how straight the car was. Yeah, I got next things we're going to be doing is suspension on here. most likely. There'll be some other little details, but coming up shortly, I want to start getting suspension on here, getting it off the rotisserie. I have urethane bushings on order from Summit Racing. A local Canadian guy, I guess not local to me, but he's Canadian, I just placed an order for coilover converted struts for this car. I was going to go with Techno Toy Tuning, but then I found this guy on the forums. You call him Angus. He's going to be doing the front suspension on this car. I got the Pour 15 for the suspension. So I really want to get this thing on the wheels, get it to ride height, get a good look at it sitting on the wheels. It has not been on wheels for a couple months, actually all winter. I'm excited to see the coilovers that Angus has coming my way. But until next time, guys, stay safe, and we will talk to you later.